God.
Two,
Good.
one.
You guys got to end it here. Come on, guys.
You're gonna get the
The
questions. It's
first thing I'm
Q&A. They might
talking
not ask you anything. They might just come to Jay. You know what
First
I mean?
thing I tell you guys, and here we are live talking about a private meeting. Come on,
It
Harsh.
didn't go live
Harsh
until
is a
this.
lawyer. Come on,
No,
now.
man, we were not live actually.
We
I
weren't
chose
live then.
Man, you guys almost gave me a heart attack. Jeez.
Oh, we weren't live then.
Jason's over here getting me a heart attack on the weekend.
Oh, I said
right,
we
guys.
gotta go live. Hey guys, this is another Saturday podcast with Jason Harsh, and we got Lauro Herrero here. We got Johnny AI to talk about today. We got the Q&A. We're waiting for your
Let's rock and
questions.
roll.
We are amped up. We are fired up, and we are ready to take your questions. So let's get on the ball, Harsh, too, man. Come on, babe.
Let's get started today.
All right, boy.
And really, guys, Jason was the guy who was just spamming my inbox today on WhatsApp.
Hell
and
yeah, I was, bro.
And he wanted this podcast so bad with Lauro. And I had a very least conversation right now about this, but Jason was so freaking excited since yesterday. He was texting me like 5 in the morning and telling Horse
Let me show you something. Let me show you something, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go live, all right? Give me
We
second.
are live.
Oh, God.
Now we
It's
are.
9 a.m. Eastern.
It is 9
right.
a.m. Eastern.
All right, you guys got me again. Okay. Good morning.
Okay, perfect. And
Good morning.
let's start with the first and the most important question that someone would
Did
see
not
this.
Lauro
And who are
hear
seeing
me
this-
say it's Saturday, 9 a.m. We're live? Go ahead,
And-
Hart. Sorry, buddy.
It's okay, Jason. Let's ask the first and the foremost question that everyone wants to answer, okay? Before we jump into the inboxes, okay? The first thing is that we're gonna ask, Mr. Lauro, can you introduce yourself and tell me what exactly our audience need to ask from you?
So my name is Lauro Herrera. I'm an insurance agent for 22 years, selling one product only. That's final expense. And for those of you guys that don't know what final expense is, they're small whole life insurance policies, simplified issue, not many, questions asked, and better all, no medical, no blood work, no urine. So it makes it so much easier for people that need some real insurance, no gimmick, to apply and qualify.
Wow.
Because, my sector is no more than 25, 30,000.
Amazing.
So I've been doing that for 22 years, one product. I started like everybody else in my age group, knocking on doors. And I did that very well. But, through that process, after 6, 7, 8 years of knocking doors, putting in 80 to 100,000 miles a year in my vehicle.
Yeah. I remember.
I got burned out.
Yes.
And no matter how much money I was earning, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you guys can understand, you get to a point where, you're making all this money and you get comfortable within that income you're earning. And I was in that situation, and I remember I would have to drag myself out of bed.
Yes.
To jump in my car and to think, oh my God, I got to stay in all this crazy traffic. And now the money is not motivating me as much anymore. And I want to be home, hanging out. And telephone sales, became an opportunity in 2011. It was just a concept then, and I started going in that direction. So by 2014, I was 100% telephone sales.
Wow.
And from 2014 to today, I think the last time I put 80,000 miles in my vehicle was probably in 2013.
Nice job.
Since then, my I have 12,000 miles a year if I'm lucky nowadays.
You could actually lease a car.
I got more airplane miles than I got vehicle miles. Think of that. So
Right.
So, we jumped onto the telephones. At first, it was real challenging. You get hit with every objection under the sun, and there's not many people doing it. So there was really nowhere to, get info from or glean on, right? But a small group of players that, I'm happy to say most of those guys are multi-millionaires today.
Sure, right.
God bless them. But we started putting together a strategy to sell over the phone and not just sell, but also keep the business on the books.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because a lot of people that ask me about chargebacks, you know, I don't have those type of issues. I mean, I have chargebacks, but my first year chargebacks never go past 15, 20% of my business that falls off. So it's part of business, but it's nothing like what you hear where people have 50% chargebacks. My God, can you imagine you submit 100 apps, 50 of them cancel? Where's the business
that's
there?
put you out of business.
So how you sell is extremely important. And over the years, I've learned that the initial contact with that person, that point right there, and how you sell that is going to determine the longevity of that policy. And I remember years ago, I was out on a skeet shooting trip with an insurance company, and their reinsurer, Swiss Re. And I was out there shooting shotguns with these guys. And I was talking to the vice president of this big reinsurance company. And I asked them, how do you evaluate a company? How do you value a life insurance company from one group to another? If we're all selling final expense within a few dollars of each other, right?
Right.
What makes one company worth more than another company? And this guy told me, he says, we look at their sales team. Blew my brains. I'm like, what is their sales team doing? And it made so much sense, because if your sales team does not know what they're doing, they're going to have tremendous chargeback problems, because people are going to get cold feet. They're going to say, oh my God, what did I just do? Jason just called me. He got my social banking, made a commitment, all within 30 minutes. Wow. And people get cold feet if you don't sell it right. And within 24, 48 hours, guess what they're doing? They're calling the carrier up saying, yeah, Jason's a nice guy and all, but I need to cancel. So, we did that for, again, since 2014 to today. It's been exclusively over the phone. We've grown very slow up until COVID. And the reason is that most life insurance companies, again, there's not enough data, not enough people doing it. So there's more negative than positive at the time. So the carriers would limit us. They would limit, okay, Lauro, you can only send us 25 apps this week for telesales. Come on, I got 30. Yeah. And they wouldn't allow us, because they
really went through it, man.
Yes, they were also monitoring us. They're getting to know us, and they don't have enough data. But through that, we went through 25 apps a week, heavily scrutinized. Then we earned the badge to 50 apps a week, heavily scrutinized. Then we get to 100, everyone's celebrating. Now, for everybody listening, they're probably saying 100 apps a week, that ain't nothing. My IMO does 1,000 a day. Yes. But this model back then, it was, again, scrutinized, controlled.
Yes.
They needed more data. Yeah. And again, I'm happy
you helped them get that data.
Well,
you were part of getting this.
We helped each other.
Era today. Yeah.
Yes, right. We helped each other, because I knew the telephone business was going to be the future for final expense in so many ways, shape, or form. So again, we went through that, and then COVID hit, and it was almost forced on everybody. Even this technology here, StreamYard.
All right. Yeah. How about them? Now, Harsh, do we have any questions yet?
So with that background, for the last 3 years, we've been working with artificial intelligence. Yeah. And when we were first introduced with artificial intelligence, it was more of, I wanted to use it immediately to replace an agent, but the technology 3 years ago was so far away.
Yeah, it was far away then, yeah.
From where it is right now.
Right.
But the engineers at the time, the goal at the time was, how can we stop our call center staff that are in different parts of the world from coaching? How can we stop fraud? How can we stop, the cancer that happens when you're dealing with massive amounts of people in different parts of the world? How do we do this? We got manager that looks after this manager. We have this manager that's watching this other manager. Yeah. And it's a massive expense, right?
Yes, it is.
So AI came into the place, so into our CRM system in our BPO business. So now imagine AI was just the ears and eyes for us. So if we had Shetty, that's agent number 500 over there telling Mr. Jones, yeah, just stay on the phone and just tell him you want a final expense quote. Yeah. And Harsh is over here incentivized by how many successful good final expense transfers he connects. But Mr. Harsh, again, employee number 500, is doing what? Yes, Miss Jones, just tell him you want to. Yes, you're going to get a free iPhone. I mean, just tell him you want a quote. Yeah, don't worry.
Incredible.
When they ask you if you want, you say yes and then hang up, okay? That happens at a massive scale.
Yeah.
And what kind of
oh man, so I know what you're telling is true.
So the AI system immediately can monitor 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people. At one time, we had about 5,000 call center reps, again, in different parts of the world. And now with Johnny AI, we were able to pinpoint who was not following the trained script, the process. And immediately when they wouldn't follow, the manager would get a notification. That was a major, major win for us in the call center space. And within 2 years of that, we cut off maybe 50% of our staff overseas thanks to AI.
Wow, dude.
So here we are.
Those guys that don't have jobs, but this is the reality check. Is that
it is unfortunate on that end, but the amount of savings that it created for people like me and my business model was massive. Yeah. And then we can provide that savings onto our end client, which is an insurance agency owner. And Johnny AI for final expense, again, was built on building a brain based on an ultimate final expense agent. And again, 22 years selling final expense. We have thousands of insurance recordings that Johnny has been able to assimilate and process. And I mean, when you guys can see the scale of how many calls Johnny AI has gone, that's why that's why the dynamic is amazing. For example, yesterday, Johnny took 8 inbounds that we all witnessed.
Yes.
Out of those 8 inbounds, 3 of those were applications submitted to the insurance company. In fact, no agent except by the supervised agent, myself.
Supervised agents, yes.
And Mr. Jason was able to capture an appointment from a lead that I believe will convert into a sale. Right. And if that does convert into a sale, that will make it 4 transactions from those 8 interactions with Johnny. How can you beat that when you're working against now a machine that's been trained, developed by trial and error, by dealing with every type of personality type you can imagine? It's just almost impossible.
No, you can't. Your brain is absolutely phenomenal.
And another thing that we found is that when the agent sees Johnny working, it eliminates the complaints with the agents from the leads are weak. These people don't want to buy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it just exposes the emotional part of an agent, which shows all of the weaknesses that we all have.
That's right. It really does, because it's emotionless. It doesn't have any emotions, and it walks through and it gets to the end. It takes the lead from the call all the way to the end. And literally, I've watched this for a week and a half happen, ladies and gentlemen. It has been the most impressive. To me, it's like inventing the light bulb for our industry. It is an enormous leap for agents today. It's phenomenal. Harsh, do we have any questions?
We have questions over here, Zad. The first one which comes is that they greet themselves, good morning, blah, blah, blah. And the question is that, what is Johnny AI? That's the first question.
Johnny AI, it's hard to describe because AI is so complex. But basically, it's an assistant to an agent. It can replace you as a salesperson right now. Johnny AI has the capabilities of populating everything into an insurance company's back office. It has all of those capabilities, but we do not allow Johnny to do that. Johnny can only answer calls. That is it. For compliance reasons.
Yep.
When someone calls into an advertisement, they know on the opt-in, which is the fine print on most ads, it will state that by agreeing to check this box or call this phone number, you agree to receive phone calls, text message, automatic dialing systems, pre-recorded messages, and artificial intelligence. When a customer gives you a consent there and they call, they agree to talk to that technology based on that consent until they revoke that consent. Second, when Johnny picks up the phone, he discloses immediately, based on transparency laws, that he is Johnny AI, an assistant to the licensed agent.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not a lawyer, but from a good faith standpoint, we're being as transparent as possible with our client, what they're about to deal with. But to the person that asked that question, it's basically the replacement of an agent.
Now,
you would have to see this in firsthand,
right?
To see Johnny in action.
Without question.
Johnny's talk times on average are over 15 minutes. Yeah. His connection rate is in 98% when you have an agent that's at 70%.
It really is phenomenal.
So an agent picks up the call 7 times out of 10, he's going to have success communicating with the client. Johnny has success 98% of the time.
Right.
So 30% of the time for us humans, we're having what? Like an emotional deal.
Yeah, that's right.
We're like, oh no, but Miss Jones don't sound interested. Do they have a checking account? Because if they don't have a checking account, I don't want to pay for this lead. It's amazing to see just agents, how emotional.
Yeah, it really does teach them.
We all are.
We all are. It teaches them exactly where the emotions are, that we fail the sale. It's training reps why it's closing deals.
It really is. I have agents, right, that we have on a free lead platform that have been with me for a long time. And, these are great people. And sometimes they call me up, right? And they're like, man, did something happen with the leads, boss? Are we dealing with something different, boss? And I'm like, no, the leads are still the same. Nothing's changed. I promise you. But if you like for me to pull the opt-ins, I will. And I'm like, but Johnny closes over 30% every time, every day. And he never complains.
Yes, he doesn't.
That's what happens. Immediately the agent thinks, oh my God, let me go back to the basics and let me get back to training. Let me get my head right. And as an agency owner and a manager, if you can just put a value on how much that would mean for you, just to have Johnny as a trainer, oh my goodness,
you'd be
in real time,
right?
I think would just blow your mind.
I think everybody has to come check it out, because I know that the jaws are dropping to the floor. Every person I've introduced us to. And after 16 years at the highest levels in this industry, I know a lot of people that would say, there's no way, no way. Some say if it's 50% as good as you say it is, I'm in. And it's 110% better than what I'm telling them it is. It's phenomenal. So Harsh, I don't want to miss any questions too along the journey, but thank you, Laura, for that answer. So Johnny AI basically is in the position to be monitored by agents now.
Must be monitored by the agent. Right. There's no, oh, this is a great thing. I could take off to Mexico.
You can't hit a button and take off to Mexico.
And let them do everything. Nope. You have to be responsible agent to do this, or else, at least from my position, you.
And by the way, maybe I add that we have calculated, even Nick Early said this yesterday, he was blown away by this, that the Johnny AI is making people feel more comfortable than with a salesy agent. They know what they're dealing with. They know that they're going to not be sold heavily. They feel comfortable with Johnny AI. And that's the reason I believe he's getting to the end all the way through the pitch.
And let me tell you why, Jason. You got to understand that Johnny AI has over 3,000 of my presentations in its brain. And there's about 7,000 presentations from all of our group where we getting all the rejection, all of the no's. We're getting all of that negativity.
Mine has
Johnny
114 in it in Gator Mouse sales. So, and that thing's pretty smart. So his has to be phenomenal. You know what I mean? It's incredible. Absolutely.
That's right.
Incredible.
The question comes here is that.
that training is very key.
It is.
Okay, that's right. Okay, perfect, Laura. The question comes over is that, is Johnny taking only inbounds or he's
Only
making those ads?
inbounds. We do not allow Johnny to do any outbound dialing. And let me tell you why. TCPA and DNC laws, telephone consumer protection laws state that you cannot call anybody, especially if they're on their do not call registry, without their prior written consent.
That's right.
So, if you're using any form of technology that is using an outbound process, you can use AI, but you need to make sure that that prior written consent form that you own, you got latitude, longitude, you got all of their information on there, because if you miss it by 1, 2, you're done. Remember, the state says that if you violate TCPA and DNC more than once in 12 months, you're fried. They can take you to federal court. So we don't allow them to do that. We do it the old-fashioned way. So we do it ourselves.
You don't need it outbounding, by the way.
No, we don't.
You don't.
In fact, a lot of people don't answer the phone these days. So we just focus on inbound.
It's taking inbounds.
It only handles inbounds and routes those calls to you, the agent.
Yes.
And again, we don't do it because of the compliance issue. The CRM systems have to be compliant. They got to understand how opt-in data works, and also revocation. Revocation. When someone tells you stop texting me, you have to text them. You have 30 days to reflect that in your internal DNC, not to call.
That's right.
That's right.
Last year, they almost passed a law where that would have been a 10-day window. Now, that's not bad if I'm dealing with Jason and Harsh. But my God, when you're dealing with hundreds of agents, how do you manage this? And you got agents doing outbound with all these crazy devices and stuff.
Right.
And then the outbound text messaging is not being done right. So I hate to be long-winded, but that's why we don't do that.
That's a good answer.
Oh, that needed to be said, though. It's compliant.
Actually, the only point is that the Johnny AI is actually complying with all the laws, which
Right.
Laura is actually saying, because if you miss it by just by 1 latitude or longitude, you are literally fried and screwed. That's the right thing. That's the language of a lawyer that he's using right now. So, good one. The next question
Coming
comes
from a
about-
lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer. For the record, I'm not a lawyer. For the record.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
But I am studying case studies. I'm studying everything in our industry. Why? Because if we're not studying this, ignorance is not a defense when you're sitting there looking at the judge.
That's right. The question is that, how much money does an agent like me needs right now to get started with this?
Again, that would be a private conversation for Harsh or Jason. But let me tell you something. When we
Laura,
created
just a
this,
second. Guys, if you want to reach out to Jason, you have his description, his email, and everything inside there. Just go and check the description and you'll find those stuff. Reach out to Jason and it can be discussed,
Yes.
okay?
We're going to allow you to see it live and allow you to see the proof
But
first.
what I
before
could
you
tell
make your
you,
decision.
but what I could tell you, one of the big things is this wasn't designed for me to jump on the road
That's
and
right.
selling
That's
some
right.
tech to everybody. That's not my goal here.
No.
This was designed for my agency, my insurance group, and the people that I have on this team that have worked very, very hard to create technology, create
It is an
leads and
in-house tech.
resource. It really is. Our goal is to do one thing: help more families sell more insurance. I'm not in the business to sell the technology. I'm in the business of insurance. Insurance, in my 22 years, is the most lucrative business model, period. Some of the
low
biggest
cost
takes to get involved.
exactly. It's one of the most lucrative businesses out there. And then once you're in, you can make so much more money.
Right.
I have personal friends that are earning over $1 million a month in just renewals
That's incredible.
with no high school, with barely a high school diploma, no
Yeah.
college degree. Yeah, they started 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you want to be at $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a month just in residuals from final expense? So our goal, again, is to keep growing our block of business, hiring agents that can see the value with Johnny. And if they come here, we're going to give them a sweetheart deal with Johnny. I'm telling you, it'll take 2 or 3, 4
Hi, Gabriel.
policies,
It pays for itself.
2 or 3, 4 policies to pay for the licensing for Johnny.
Yeah.
But the caveat is we have the insurance carriers that we want to send the business to and make a boatload of money.
That's right.
And I'm not shy to say that because, again, Johnny was not designed to sell to other groups. It was for us.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm here, and I'm here obviously to be as transparent as possible to everybody here listening. Some of you guys are saying, oh, no, and I apologize for you. But the reality is I'd rather be straight up here than do a switcheroo on you later, right?
That's right. And apologies, guys. I got a call from Gabriel. And Jason, he's asking me to redirect these people to your calendar or to your cell phone number.
Yes. You can send them to my cell phone number, would be great. And if they're out of the country, they can get into the email. If they want to do the calendar,
Okay,
that's
fine.
fine. Yeah, you can do the calendar too.
That's the call I got from Gabriel, and he was asking me where should I redirect it. Okay,
You
fine.
want to put my telephone
good.
number inside there so they can contact me immediately. If they're really hungry, I should see it popping up right now.
Let's go to the next question. Is that, hi, Mr. Lauro, I heard everything what you're saying, and I understand this. How will AI replace an insurance agent, and will it be profitable for an agent or the AI company?
Well, that's a great question.
Question.
Let's knock it out. So can you repeat the question? Because the first part of the question,
Yeah.
what was that, please?
Okay, the question is that he's saying good morning and everything to you, and then he asked the question, how will AI replace insurance agent?
Okay,
And-
let's start there.
Okay,
I don't believe that AI will ever replace a human element for compliance reasons, for many other reasons. But under a supervised environment like we have right now, what you will witness is that Johnny AI will take the call from hello to the end of that close with everything in between handled. And at the end of that conversation, you as the agent, you got to come there and review everything, make sure that everything is done correctly before you bind the policy. And in terms of the profits, the margins, right now and for the last 12 months, Johnny AI has been closing on average 30% every time he picks up the phone on leads that cross 2 minutes. So for every 10 calls, Johnny is selling 3 applications. Yesterday, Johnny took 8 inbounds, closed 3 applications.
That's amazing. I mean, everybody's probably saying, well, why not 100?
A guy, and why not 100? Because again, it's sales.
Right.
Not everyone's going to buy.
That's correct. Give them the answer for there's some people out there that are new to the industry too. There's
right.
veterans out there too that kind of wonder too. But at the end of the day, I've listened to it and watched it. I've been excited about it, but I've noticed that it does it better than an agent. I know that this thing gets further in the process than I would have. Lauro has admitted to that. Johnny does a better job in many cases than we would do. It's combined 3,000 different situations that Lauro has presented himself with and faced, and it combines all of those to handle one. It's
That's
the
actually
smartest
correct.
thing that you could imagine when it comes to selling life insurance. It will outperform.
And the next part of the question is that, thank you, Jason. And the next part
Yes,
of
sir.
the question is that, if it does replace, it will be profitable for an insurance agent, or it's gonna be profitable for the AI company?
That is again a question that is a little scary because I'm a realistic person. I'm not going to live in my life, well, everything's fine. Think of telephone sales. for many years, people told me telephone sales ain't going to work. People don't trust you. They're not going to give you their banking. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. The retention is horrible. And I would sit back and scratch my head and I'll be like, how are these people saying this stuff when they're older than my grandpa and they could barely pick up their phone? It makes no sense to me. Where are they getting this data from? There's no data.
There's no data.
It was just a bunch of old timers scared to death of technology, and they want to stick to the door knocking and an event deal. You know what I mean? And that bothered me because I was like, wait a minute. I got friends in Wall Street moving millions, and you telling me I can't get a $50 premium over the phone? What's wrong with this picture?
Yeah, I used to think that too, brother.
So here's my point. If I, with my limited resources, my amazing team of hardworking, family, friends, and agents, if we could do it with no venture capital money, what's stopping a life insurance company from doing it? Let me tell you what, nothing. Nothing. One of the conversations that I've had with an insurance carrier is, using it to handle all of the volume of leads that happen after hours. Right. That most people don't want to work, the leads that no one answers, right? That turn into callbacks, and then they start getting dusty. And who wants older leads? No one wants leads these days, because if you have to call, you're spending 500 dials a day to make maybe 5 presentations.
Yes. Nobody
wants that stuff. Well, Johnny AI can handle 5,000 calls in one night under a supervised environment. Do you think the insurance companies don't have the money and the resources to put that up? Yes, they do. You don't think they have the money to pay for something like Johnny? I'll put it to you like this. Anyone can do what I've done with Johnny. It's just going to take you time, and it's going to take money.
I've already done 3,000 videos, though. Nobody has the data that you have.
I've already done the time, and I've put the money. But everybody will figure it out. And on top of this, technology is growing. It's learning and evolving.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And when my engineers told me 2 years ago, Mr. Herrera, these young guys, 22, 23 kids, they're telling me, Johnny's going to have a clone with your voice. I'm like, stop lying to me, bro. I'm like, stop lying to me. Don't mess with my emotions, man. I'm an old man. Don't mess with my emotions. They're like, it's the technology's there, but we just haven't been able to put it together, but we're getting there. I'm like, I told my partner, Jody, I'm like, we got to be in every single meeting with these young kids. Every single one, I want to be there. These guys have amazing education. I'm just taking notes, writing stuff down that I have no clue what it is, but I'm in there. And here we are. Not only do we have voice clone, we got video clone, and so much other tools that for me, as I get, I've been talking about retirement, I've been doing this 22 years, but as I look at retirement, I'm really happy because this is just going to change everything for the better. So
you can actually retire now, Lauro, I guess, with a little peace of mind that says, well, I know that Johnny's doing the job. It's being monitored by Jason, Harsh, the right people. And you had the platform put together so when you're on the beach somewhere or laying in your bed at night, you're not pulling your hair out as if Johnny wasn't there. Johnny's completely the best management. And he's the best manager you can have, man.
And that applies to everybody. Johnny can be that manager for you that can help you in your business. So again, it wasn't designed for the big outfits, even though it could be an amazing solution. But more than anything, it was designed for the everyday agent that needs that extra push every week, every day. Forget the motivational stuff every day. You see Johnny work, that will get your ass motivated every day.
Dude, I wake up at 4 a.m. Can't wait to see the dude.
The opportunity for an agent to come and work with our agency just as an agent, it's never been better. I run thousands of leads every single month for my agents and customers. If you were to join in on the Zoom, you'd see the phone ringing nonstop.
Yeah.
We get so
changes your life.
Well, it just makes me realize how good we have it, because there's a lot of people out there that are struggling to get leads, and even struggle even more so to get inbounds. And the reason is because it takes so much money to get an infrastructure of inbounds every day, where John, the one-man show, can come and join and just pay for his leads that day and take calls, and not have to worry about all the headaches that we've had to do to set up an inbound strategy that, again, every single day, my phones ring. Mine rings, and Johnny AI's phones ring.
Yeah, so you got, like, if you're selling policies, is this number correct? I'm thinking this anyway, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. But if an agent's selling at 40% and Johnny's selling at 30, doesn't that make that agent 70%? You know?
It just makes
You know what I mean?
it makes that agent more profitable. Your
It's
time,
just
for
period
example,
across the board, man.
Yesterday I had a group, I think an agent that participated. He just said, my God, he says, we did so much in 8 hours. My goodness.
Yeah, right.
No,
It's a whole week's worth of work.
There was never correct. There was never a dull moment because of the activity.
Yeah,
But when
never.
you're sitting there on the phone dialing for dollars,
Oh my God.
and your manager's telling you, you got to keep on dialing, and your manager's a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue with them, because you got to respect that.
Yeah,
but
right.
Let me tell you what, you don't have to dial 500 times a day to get the outcome that you're looking for.
Oh, no, you do not. You need 5-6 inbounds a day. You know what I mean? 10 inbounds a day, and you're solid, man. You got your 6,500, 10 large, minimum 3,500 a week. You're solid. Your bills are paid. Your wife's not looking at you like you're fucking crazy. So you can get out of the business to go get a job just over broke, and you're done in life. Then you're taking the bridge.
No,
So
I don't know about that.
I know because I was almost there, man. These
I don't know
people are
about
exactly
that,
the story he just told me.
But agents do struggle. Agents struggle. There's no shame in realizing that agents struggle. This business.
Go ahead, Harsh. I know you want to ask your questions, Harsh, and move on.
The point is that I got to jump on other meetings. So
I know. Well, fire your questions off. I told you to invite those dudes here. They would have got some value, man. You know, I know you want to talk to them on the sidebar and keep your stuff on the side, but you know what I mean?
The point is that you got to make sure this Johnny AI guys, whoever is watching right now and who are going to watch, make sure that you reach out to Jason. There is a cell phone number, his email, and of course, calendar link as well. Is Gabriel updated that? Okay. And you can reach out to Jason. Make sure you talk to him first rather than spamming Lauro on his Facebook, finding him on LinkedIn, finding him on Facebook. Please don't do that,
because you'll be cut out.
That's right. Please don't do that, guys. Make sure that you guys are contacting through Jason, and you don't spam Lauro's inbox. That's the most important thing.
That really does help me out. I get my messages in Facebook. I don't post my private phone. So
you're going to be able to speak to Lauro when I put you with Lauro on the live session. So we want everybody to take a peek at it. We want to see your testimonial on it. We want to hear what you have to say about it. So we're asking people to join us every day of every week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 9 if you wish.
That's right. The point is that you can see how Johnny AI actually works.
Yeah,
it's much more better. Rather than believing what we guys are saying, whatever Jason is saying, you can speak to Lauro one-on-one.
Yeah,
he can share his screen.
As long as they're licensed, they can see.
Yes. And they can just see it. You can actually watch how it works. He has a lot of recordings.
I've asked you all something. What are you doing? How can you think not to do this? How can you be in a situation where you're so brainwashed by your upline or your IMO's situation for you, and you're dialing and dialing? Like, listen, I've been doing this a long time. I'm telling you, this is the baddest thing out. This is where it's at, guys. This is going to change your life completely.
Again, talk is cheap, ladies and gentlemen. Talk is cheap.
Turn on Johnny AI and you walk away. You're going to work. You're going to work, guys.
Again, talk is cheap, guys. Talk is cheap. It's better for you to see it in real life. Let Johnny do the talking.
Absolutely.
Rather than making
he does do that, man.
I let you guys reach out to Jason, see what he's actually presenting you guys. Get on a Zoom. Sit quietly, watch Johnny's doing, Listen to Lauro, what he's trying to put towards your brain, and how this will make you money. That's very simple. 1, 2, and 3. 3 steps
Yes.
and a perfect outcome after the third step. So reach out to Jason. Please do not spam him. And if they do, Lauro,
It's okay.
we gotta figure out something.
No, it's okay. Just
I
it's
will
just
answer all
let me
all
tell
your
you guys,
questions. If
for
there's more
everybody
questions,
listening,
if there's
one
more
thing-
questions, tell me who they are. Give me their links. If they can put their links,
Yeah.
put telephone numbers, I
Yeah.
will reach out to them.
No worries with that. Gabriel will email you everything, Jason. He's still in the back end. And of course, guys, this is one of the best thing that I have ever seen right now. And the way he talks, it's so peaceful to listen. I can just put it on, listen to my earphones, put my AirPods, and just talk to Johnny. Hey, good morning. How are you? And the day goes on. So
Makes you feel
it
beautiful.
does everything for you guys. Thank you, Mr. Laura, for coming on the show.
appreciate you guys.
appreciate that in the morning. You're getting up on the show. I hope Jason is not spamming you like he does to me. And please,
That's
God,
jerks, man.
and once we make sure that we can file a complaint against him for harassment, of course.
Jerk,
I'm
you're an
planning
asshole.
that as well. So
All right,
I love
we're
you
gonna
all,
see you
guys.
next Saturday
Make
at the
sure,
same
yes.
time, guys. Be great, be peaceful, one love.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.